I do want to say something real quick. I am planning to watch all horror movies this month. Like, I don't believe there'll be 30 movie reviews or 31, but I believe I'll be watching all horror movies this month. Hell, there might be more than that, there might be less than that. I'm not gonna watch any other movies this month. Some movie reviews have been posted this month that weren't horror, but they were recorded before then, like a rap movie called Bodied and Toy Story I had reviewed. But let's talk about this movie now, Chopping Mall. I watched this a few years ago. Apparently, it's another movie that I mistakenly forgot to review. Um, However, unlike Incredibles 2, which was a movie I mistakenly forgot to review, I really enjoyed this movie. The acting was fine, some of it's odd. Um, the kills were pretty solid. Um, it's definitely a movie that I feel like you have to see for yourself. Dick Miller's here, who I've got to know somewhat more recently. You know, I'd seen him in movies before, but I had never placed his face. But now I have. He's in Terminator, he's in Looney Tunes Back in Action, he's in Buckets of Blood. He's just in so much stuff. He's in movies that I haven't seen yet, but I know of, like Howling. Um, he has a very brief cameo in this movie, and then he gets killed. Apparently, the character in this movie is actually supposed to be the same character from Buckets of Blood. Um, there's also two characters that are briefly in the beginning that are also apparently from a TV show. This movie is just a lot of fun. Um, a bit weird at times. All the characters wear like long sleeve shirts besides one because I guess they needed an excuse for them not to get away. Because there's a scene where they're climbing in the vents and then the robots turn the heating on and it starts to really burn this girl and she doesn't have long sleeves. Um there's two characters that are pretty forgettable in this movie. Um and they're the last couple to die. I didn't even remember the scene they were introduced in. All the other characters had way more memorable scenes and these two just did not stick out. They didn't have a scene when we got to see them all in the bedroom. Like, there's these people watching TV, there's these people having sex, there's these people about to have sex, there's these people flirting. And then they're not in that scene. They had like one scene in the movie where they show that the girl is better at fixing cars than him. And that is their beginning and ending of characterization. Though she also has like a really bad line later in the movie where she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm just not used to being chased around by killer robots." Which I don't know, kind of like a meta line, but maybe it's meant to be taken seriously. It's a very strange movie. Um, Honestly though, it's a lot of fun, I think, and it's only like an hour and 20 minutes, I think. I forget because it's been a few days since I've watched it, but um, honestly, awesome movie. And I watched it with my friend. When I originally watched it, I didn't, and then on the rewatch when I did it for the review, it was fun. It was a fun watch. The There's a little bit of sleaze to it, like there's half naked women walking around in the store, a lot of boobs. Um, but I mean that's typical for horror movies, I guess. But yeah, honestly, there isn't that much to talk about for this movie, so maybe that's why I didn't review it. Um, because it's just like a fun movie with robots killing people, and you kind of get what you expect. Besides, like, I mean, people don't get chopped up. Um, Probably the funniest scene in this movie. I don't know if it was meant to be funny, was the guy throwing something at the robot, and the robot just throws something back. He's basically like, catch, you know? But I guess that's it for Chopping Ball.